Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Crystal Flaffy. Today we're going to be talking about Odin, for Is This Astromon Good? I know it's been a while since I've uploaded one of these. I've just haven't had the time, and being sick, I didn't have the energy to put into thinking about, like, this, Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go right into it. So, the reason Odin is next is because she's one of the contract mons for the fire, water, wood. Well, all three contracts. So right now we're going to do Odin, next we're going to do Arthur, and then after that we'll do Valkyrie. There's no reason behind the order. Yeah. Well, Odin's first because Odin's the one I chose, but between Arthur and Valkyrie, they're just whatever order. But anyway, we will talk about them when we get there, which also I am very happy that I waited for that balance patch before doing any other videos, because, as you know, Arthur and Valkyrie did have changes, so yeah, it would have made the video a little bit different, at least for Light Arthur and Light Valkyrie, because they had a lot of changes. But anyway, here is Fire Odin, first one on the list. And stat-wise, she is absolutely amazing. Her HP is okay for a Nat 5 tank. It's nothing like super crazy. Like Shiva has over 50k, but hers is still really good. What's really good about her, though, is her defense. It's really high for a tank, even a Nat 5 tank. I don't have Evo 3, just Evo 2. So yeah, here's her variant. Her variant looks nice and all, but honestly, I think saving her variant for a different Odin would be more ideal. And I'll say which one when we get there. Looking at her leader skill, she has a 40 to 45% HP boost in the Astromon League, so you're going to want her. So it's very good, mostly for PvP defense. It works well for offense too, but defense is the most desired place you want this leader skill. And looking at her skills, she has 80% 2-turn defense down on 3-star and 80% 2-turn attack down on 5-star. So where do debuffs matter the most, or where do you want them the most? Titans. Fire Odin is an amazing Titan mon. She is probably the best debuffer for Titans. Well, with books, she's definitely the best debuffer for Fire Titan, for your Fire Titan teams. Without books, Fire Boltwing has better rates, but only when Fire Boltwing has books. Because I know Fire Boltwing with books is 90% 2-turn and the exact same skills on, defense down on 3-star, attack down on 5-star. But with books, Odin does surpass Boltwing once again. She also gets 15% damage boost on her 3-star and a 5-star, which is great. Extra damage is always nice. Books do bring the defense down up to 100%, still 2 turns, and the attack down to 90%, still 2 turns. It'd be nice if they went up to 3 turns, but it's alright. It's alright. Anyway, so besides Titans, you'd also want to use her maybe for, like, I know some people use her for PvP, for defense, as well as CVC and probably in Challengers Arena too. She's okay there just because she's super tanky, so she'll live long. But personally, I don't think she's ideal there, since she doesn't really do anything. She's mostly just going to sit there. She doesn't pose any threat to people attacking you. And also, her landing defense down, if she does, can also be a detriment to your team. Because we already know how poor the defense team's AI is. So getting a single target defense down could make it even worse. So there's that to keep in mind. Personally, when I see Fire Odins, when I'm facing them in League, I just ignore them. as there's normally other things that are more threatening. But they do very well still, especially if you do have the leader skill, though I do recommend saving it for somebody else, as I said before. Building her, I would go just HP defense or HP defense. Set doesn't really matter. Broken set's always the best if you can get the best substats. But you know, life set, protection, indomitability, I think, is the one that increases defense and resist, and I think longevity is the one that increases HP and resist for the Colossus gems. Healer is also really good as well, so there's that. Yeah, but actually I don't think you need healer too much if you're using her for Titans, because with her stats, she's already going to live very long. So with healer, she'll most likely outlive your like every other mon that you have, and you don't really want that. But anyway, we will move on to water. I love that we're doing nat 5s because, like, I don't have to scroll as much. Shit. And as soon as I say that, I misclick. Anyway, so here's Water Odin. Her variant looks really nice too. You know, I like the variant more because I like that pink in the hair, you know? Oh. Okay, so the most important thing you should note about Odin in MSL is the booty. That's the most important thing, alright? Just never forget that. Okay. Now, for all seriousness, Water Odin is a balance type, and as you can see from the images, she's a double stunner. But looking at her stats first, she has okay HP. Normally you see balance types with a higher HP stat, but it's fine because her attack and defense are very high already, both being over 3k. Her recovery is very high as well, which is kind of shitty. It'd be nice if some of that went over to HP instead. But she's still pretty good. Let's see. Let's look at her rates. So 3-star, 100% one turn stun, and 5-star is 70% one turn stun for AOE. Now books do increase these, of course. Makes her 3-star 100% 2-turn stun, and her 5-star is 100% one turn AOE stun, and both get a 15% damage boost. So she is a really good stunner, especially with, like, books make her amazing when it comes to stunning. She's not including your opponent's resist, she's going to be landing her stuns every single turn, even if she does her AoE, which AoE 100% stun is amazing. Only way to make it better is if it were a shock. That's it. Where you would use her, PvP. PvP is the best place for her. Ideally, like, personally, I like to use CC mons on defense. I'm not too much of a fan of using them on offense because it's normally people's defense teams that have higher resist. So she won't do too great there, but she's still definitely usable. Another place for her is a TOC for floors 80 and 100 specifically, as all CCers are really helpful for those floors. But those are the only places you'd really want to use her. Like, stun isn't good for Titans, and it's not super helpful for farming either. So definitely recommend PvP and TOC. How you would build her? You can build her various ways because her stats are really good. Like, if you want her to live long, HP defense would probably be the best, just because her defense stats already really good, so you don't need 2 defense gems. And then her HP isn't super great, so 2 HP gems would be very helpful with that. But then you can also gem her like HP attack defense, because her attack stat is really good. So she can do quite a bit of damage just with 1 attack gem. So there's also that to keep in mind as well. Especially if you want to use it for offense, then an attack gem would obviously be more ideal. And gem sets, same as Fire Odin, pretty much. Yeah, I'd say same as that. Then we'll move on to Wood, which is the first contract mon that you can get access to out of the Odins. So with my main account, I did choose Wood Odin for my contract. On my alt, I think I chose Fire Arthur. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I chose Fire Arthur. Honestly, it does not matter which one you choose, at least in the long run, because you will have you'll have plenty of chances to summon other ones later. On this account, I have managed to summon Fire Arthur and Water Valkyrie already, so it doesn't even matter which contract I chose. Sorry, I had to pause for a minute. I don't know if you guys heard it, or if my recorder picked it up, but dogs were barking, so I paused to go get them to stop that. Anyway, because it's so easy to get, well, not so easy, but because the chances of getting Fire, Water, Wood, Nat 5s is a lot higher than Light and Dark, personally, I think you should make your decision for that first contract based on which one you just like more. Like, that's what I did. I chose Odin because, like, the booty. But, like, I would leave the Light Dark contracts up to which one you think is gonna help you out the most. But, like, for the first one, I think it's just like get whichever one you like more, you know? It just happened that Odin's really good. So, well, they're all really good, but, like, you know. Anyway, this is the variant, which looks really fucking cool. I really like the variant color for Wood Odin. Mine is not variant. I have not managed to ever get a variant Odin, which is unfortunate, but it's alright. I don't know if I would use my variant. If I were to get a variant Odin, I don't know if I'd use it on Wood anyway. So there is that. Oh, I forgot to mention, Water is one of the ones where variant would be very useful, since she is very good for PvP defense. Her having the leader skill would be really good for you. It would be good for Wooden as well, because she is good for PvP offense, but of course for offense, you might want like an attack lead, or a crit damage lead, or a crit rate lead, or something like that instead, but still, HP lead, still very good, so it's definitely a good option. But anyway, before we get into her skills, let's look at her stats. She is an attacker. Her HP is 28k. It's pretty good, since she is just an attacker. She's not like a bounce type or anything. Her defense is also pretty good as well, just short of 2600. But her attack stat is what is her main drawing point. She has close to one of the highest in the game. I'm pretty sure. Sorry about that. I don't know anymore, actually, because they did just increase Indra's attack. Sorry to sidetrack a little bit, but I just want to see. So that's 404. Okay, so Light Draka still has the highest attack stat, unless one of the Enki dudes beat her out, which I don't think they did. I think Fire is also an attacker. Yeah, so, okay, so Light Draka has the highest, then it's, I think, oh, actually, I forgot about Siegfried. Sorry about getting sidetracked. Just want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Siegfried is second, Indra's third, and I'm pretty sure that's the order, unless I'm forgetting someone. So, Wood Odin is definitely very close to that. She's definitely top 10 for the highest attack, maybe even top 5. I don't want to go looking around for things that might be higher than her or not, but she has a really good attack stat. And then looking at her skills, HP Siphon on her 3-star, attacks greatly restore, which is great. It wasn't always that. It used to be just attacks restore, but they did change that in a previous balance patch. And then on her 5-star, 80% 2-turn defense down, which it is AoE, so it is still very useful for PvP. Okay, books do change this a little bit. Sorry, they don't change it a little bit. They don't change it at all. She gets damage boost, just that. She gets 25% on both 3-star and 5-star. So even with that attack stat and the books, she's going to be hitting like crazy hard. Places you can use her, PvP offense is great, since there is a large amount of water mons that you see on PvP defense teams, like Wildfang, Arthur, Shiva, Persephone, things like that. So having a good wood attacker is really good there. I'll actually show my Wood Odin. There's no point in showing my Fire Odin, since I don't use her anymore, so I plan to take off her gems and just put her in storage. But then, and also same for Water Odin as well. But I will show off my Wood Odin in a moment. Other places you can use her for farming. She's really good there. Just because she'd be good for damage dealing. I don't know how well Siphon Odin would be, because the AoE defense down is helpful, but there are other wood mons that you'd rather have on, like Siphon, like Wood Incubus or Anubis. Things like those would probably be better. So there's that. She could also be good for Titans when, like, early on you don't have any good CS mons or anything like that. She'd be good for doing damage and also as a backup defense down. And then she's also good for Dark Colossus as well, since she could heal herself with her 3-star. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I use mine there, and she is normally the one that I have take the Colossus's Retribution, because it does 20k HP. My Odin has maybe like 30, 40k HP or something like that. But when she attacks, she gets that 20k HP all back. So there is that. So she's definitely very good there. I will go to her right now so you can see mine. She is Evo 3. So you can see her. I have one of the costumes on her, which only give a slight boost to stats. It's like 75 boost to attack, defense, and recovery, and then like 150 to HP, I think, which is a completely negligible boost, so it's all just aesthetic. Her trinkets aren't upgraded at all, and I have her on attack, defense, attack, and this one is a 5-star, but its substats are pretty good because it got a really good crit rate sub and some defense. Go here so you guys can see her stats overall. So yeah, there is my Wood Odin. I don't have any books on her. I haven't got any Odin books or anything like that. So let me put it back to here real quick so we can go look at light and dark after, because I do have those. So that was how my Odin was built: attack, defense on Valor with as high crit rate subs as I could get. You can build her other ways as well. You can build her like full glass, like crit rate attack, or crit rate attack crit damage, or even attack crit damage. All those work. I always will for Odin, at least because she is HP Siphon, I would always recommend using a defense gem over an HP gem if you want to make her a little bit more survivable, just so that she'll be healing. She'll be healing more of her HP back if she has less HP, you know, like a higher percent of her HP. So overall, at least for HP Siphon mons, defense is usually better. But anyway, we'll go over to Light Odin real quick. Here she is. Now, I did choose Light Odin as well for my contract mon. I chose all of the Odins for my contract mon just because by the time Dark contract came out, I was like, I already got Light and Wood for my contract, so I might as well like follow all the way through. And also, there's the booty, so there is that. Looking at variant Light Odin. Honestly, I do like the regular one a bit more, maybe. Yeah, I do like the regular one a bit more. But Light Odin is probably the best option you could have when it comes to using your variant Odins for. She benefits the most from it because both her skills are based on her HP. Looking at her stats real quick though, she's a tank, only just under 42k HP, which isn't super great, but honestly, if it was higher, she'd probably be broken. And then looking at her defense, she has just under 3k defense. So her stats aren't super great. They're still really good, don't get me wrong. But as we saw with Fire Odin, they could be better. But Light Odin's skills are good enough to balance that out. So we'll look right here. HP aggression on her 3-star, so damage based on her max HP rather than her attack. And adrenaline on her 5-star, which is restores allies' HP based on 10% of her own HP. So she's going to be healing her team a lot. Best places for her, PvP defense. That's hands down, that is the best place you can use her, or the place where you'll get the most use out of her. She's also really good for GB10 as a solo light tank, if you don't have any that are good there just yet, you know. It's really good. And then also DB7 as well if you need to be farming some square gems. She's helpful there. How you would build her. Best thing, like I think I've said it before in another video, but best build for aggressors, in my opinion, is triple whatever their aggression is on Ruin. So triple HP on Ruin would be really good for her. Armor is also very good as well, sacrificing a little bit of crit damage for a bit of a defense boost. So there's that. You can also go HP defense on armor or Ruin if you want to make her a little bit more survivable. Survivable. I can't speak. If you want to make her a little more survivable at the cost of some damage and some heal, you know, you can go with that, but I'd recommend triple HP for her. And just get your defense from subs or set bonus. So there is that. There isn't really much else to talk about her. Since Light Odin is pretty straightforward, she's meant to just sit there, do damage, and heal the team. That's pretty much it. Dark Odin, oh wait, sorry. We'll get to Dark Odin in a moment. I'm just going to show off my light one, which honestly, I don't remember how she is. So, yeah. I don't think I upgraded her trinkets. No, I didn't. And I'm pretty sure she's on HP defense. So, I did focus on just Broken Set with as much resist as I could get. So, 66 resist, I think that's pretty good. Obviously not the best, but still pretty good. HP gem here. I should lock that. That has a lot of resist. Defense gem, which can definitely be replaced as it's pretty bad. And I should lock this one too. And HP. There we go. Looking at her overall stats. So it's 97k with just 2 HP gems. So I think that's really good. And one of them's only plus 12. So that's just an example of how you can build her. Books just increase damage, as you can see. 25% damage boost on both 3-star and 5-star. So not much to talk about there. But anyway, let's go find our Dark Odin, the last one, and also probably definitely the one that I had the most trouble thinking of how to tackle building her. So that's also what put this video off a little bit too. I just had no idea what to say about Dark Odin. But let's get right into it. She is a balance type. She has really good HP and attack, and then her defense is also pretty good as well, being an at 5, of course. That attack stat did just get boosted with the recent balance patch, but not by much. It was only like a 3% increase. Here's her variant. I like the regular more, though she is another very good candidate for variant Odin if you could only get one, or if you're lucky enough to get one. She's definitely a very good candidate as well. If I were to prioritize like which one should get it more, it'd be like light, dark, then water, in that order. But being number 2, you know, still very good. Looking at her skills, she has Battle Rush, 20% on HP and SP on her 3-star, and 80% 3-turn defense down on her 5-star. So she has a better 5-star. She has Wood Odin's 5-star, just better because it's an extra turn. That's why I wish like books gave Wood Odin at least an extra turn for a defense down. But anyway, that's just wishful thinking, I guess. Skill books for Dark Odin, however, do increase her Battle Rush by 5%, so it's 25% of her own HP and SP every turn, which is really good. And then it gives her a 20% damage boost on her 3-star as well, and then just a 25% damage boost on her 5-star doesn't increase the percentage that it would activate the defense down at all. And as for why I had so much trouble figuring out where to use her, it's just she can be used in so many different places. Probably the best place to use her is PvP, but then she's also really good for defense and offense. So, like, building her is just very... You really need to build her for where you want to use her. You can build her, like, full offensive, because she is a dark attacker, a dark mon, with a pretty good attack stat. So she has that base, and she has that base 100% crit damage. So you can build her, like, crit rate attack, or crit rate attack crit damage, or something like that. And she'll do really well for PvP offense. But then you could also build her like HP defense or HP defense, and she'll do really well for PvP defense. The only thing I would make note of, if you do build it for PvP defense, you need to focus on more than just resist. So I've come across a lot of Dark Odins on PvP, and if they're not built with crit rate and resist, they usually don't do much. So if they don't have resist, you can just CC them. I don't have CC on my team, like on my standard offense team, but I do have defense down. So I would land that defense down and just like take her out. The defense down is from Fire Succubus's 5-star. But then if she doesn't have resist, you can take her out quickly. But then if she doesn't have crit rate, she doesn't really do much. She just sits there. So you need to find a very good, you need to find that balance if you're going to build her for PvP defense. So just keep that in mind. You can also use her for farming as well. You can build her on a siphon set, like crit rate attack, and she'd be really good for farming. She'd be good for DB10, since she'd be healing 20 to 25% of her own HP every turn if you book her. And she'll be getting her active every 4th turn, or every 5th turn she'll be using it, I mean. Not including the orb she generates. So she's pretty diverse with where you can use her. But, I can show mine before we wrap up. I haven't got her to Evo 3 yet, but I will eventually. So here we go. Oh, shit. So here's my Dark Odin. I did just recently start building her, and I do have the costume on her as well. I decided to go with a more offensive build, since I plan to use her for, like, PvP offense or something, because I feel like you can see the effects they have more and stuff when you're using them on offense rather than defense. But anyway, I digress. She's on armor, crit rate, attack, HP. For her, I would always recommend an HP gem over a defense gem if you're going with survivability, just because the more HP she has, the stronger her battle rush will be. So there's that as well. Show off the gems fully. The attack gem is pretty bad, but the HP gem is good, so. And the crit rate gem is pretty bad too. But nonetheless, that is going to be it for Odin. For all the Odins. If I were to prioritize them, it's kind of tricky, just because they have different places that they could be used. Oh, sorry, forgot to mention. Dark Odin could also be used for Titans as a good defense down, or a backup defense down mon. So there is that. 80% 3 turns on her 5-star is still pretty good. Well, not pretty good. It's really good. It'd be amazing if it was on her 3-star, but wishful thinking again. Anyway, so I would put them in 3 different categories when prioritizing them. I would go for PvP defense, I would go light Odin, then dark, then water, fire, then wood. PvP offense, I would go wood, dark, light, water, fire. And for Titans, I would go fire, wood, dark, light, water. All in those orders. I do want to stress that I do not think that Dark Odin is good. Fire Odin is good for PvP defense. I'm getting tired of seeing them there. They don't do anything. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.